Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint episode 60 at least. If it's really short, I'll also do 61, but I'm running really behind this week. I'm not recording this until Friday afternoon, but like I said in earlier videos, I want to do a video a week. I think if I do even one chapter, even if I'm not catching up, at least I'm not falling further behind. And also, since I'm doing this on Friday, and I plan to do these on Tuesdays, it's gonna be like half a week for you to wait until I do the next one where I should do like 2 or 3 chapters. But the issue is that Omniscient Reader chapters have been taking me like 20-30 minutes to read through. There's a lot to discuss, and they are very in-depth chapters. I really liked the last few. I love that we're above ground now, some of the stuff we're seeing there. It just is a nice change of pace, because it feels like we spent so long in the same kind of scenery, except for the movie theater stuff. Aside from that, we spent so long in the same kind of scenery that now being above ground feels really nice. I like Jiwon. It's going to take me a while to get a lot of these character names down. Like, as you've seen, it takes me a good few read-throughs to get a couple down. It is like Minsob and Songguk. It took me a little bit of a while to kind of get their names, and even now I might get them confused or I might forget them. Who knows if they'll leave my brain after this, because a lot of these are really just normal Korean names, and I'm just very not used to that culturally, so it's difficult for me to get it down, but I'm trying my absolute best. I mentioned last time that knowing more about Korean history and stuff, I gotta start studying some Korean history to make my immersion in Omniscient Reader better, because I just feel like I mentioned last time, I don't know if knowing more about Korean history would make this so much more hype or not hype. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I guess that's about it. I don't want to sit you through a long intro, since I am only doing one chapter. So let's try to do one. If it's really short, like if I read this in like less than 15 minutes, I can do one more. But let's just at least do chapter 60 for now and see where things go from there. So starting off, we're starting with the title thing, War of Kings Part 4. And we're getting a recap of Gwanghwa Moon, the current position, Chungmuro, the home base, and the target station being Changshin. The Battle of Hwangsambol was a battle between the allied forces of Silla, and I don't know, Silla, Silla maybe, because I don't know, like, America brained, I'm thinking Sia, like a Spanish interpretation. But then there's like Silla. What is a Silla? Like Silla? Isn't that like a part of a window or something? I don't know. I think that's also a word. But then I'm like, how would converting it from Korean to Roman letters, how would that work? So I don't know. The forces of Silla in the Tang Dynasty, or Tang Dynasty, led by Yushin Kim. And then, of course, whether S is S or Sh is always confusing. And the nation in the nation of Baekje, led by General Gyebek. Silla won the battle thanks to young Hwarang's sacrifice. And it was the battle that took General Gyebek's life. And then, there is no retreat. No retreat. Serve your king with unwavering loyalty. Serve him. All of Silla's Hwarang are now under the effects of the 5 Commandments Level 2. Looks like you have a death wish. Wipe the floor with the Silla scum. Character Chu Wangin has activated the Stigma Baekje Swordsmanship Level 4. And then the battle starts being recreated. Have the soldiers retreat immediately. You can't have Gyebek fight Gwanchang, says Dokja. Retreat now. Character Min Jiwon has activated the skill Military Command Level 2. The skill has been cancelled. I said retreat. Okay, it's not working. The soldiers have entered a frenzied state. Because we know that, like, things kind of go the way they were meant to historically. There's an influence on it. The constellation Lady of the Sleeping Brocade is nervous. And again, I don't even know if that should be brocade. I don't know what a brocade is. Gwanchang alone won't be enough, but the stage should be set right about now. And then, bingo. Screens are forming? What, the scenery? Dramatization. It occurs when historically relevant incarnations who are in tune with their constellations are locked in battle. It shifts the battle to the time and space during which the constellations fought. It's great to be back in Huangsan Bull. Okay, so he's so in tune that he starts to think that he's the person, that the constellation he kind of becomes the constellation in a way, and because it can shift scenery to a space and time where it took place, that also kind of lends into the thing of like, none of this world is real. Even what Dokja experienced before, it was all just written into being by the constellations, and that gives us another chicken and egg. Is the world written into being by the constellations? And if so, that's difficult because the constellations become constellations once they leave the world, once they die and end up as constellations. So it is very odd where you're like, okay, well then which came first? Alright, Constellation, the last hero of Huangsan Bull, is overjoyed. We're not actually there, it's more of an augmented reality, but the problem is that the incarnations themselves think otherwise. He's so powerful when he's not even a king. Miss Mean? And then, that's because this is a stage set exclusively for Gibake. There are two ways we can turn the battle around. The first is to leave Guanchang's incarnation to die in battle. But sir, Constellation Unrelenting Hwarang is flustered. What do you mean? This will be a perfect reenactment of the historical... and then she's panicking, what do you mean? He says, this will be a perfect reenactment of the historical battle since dramatization has begun. The death of Guanchang's incarnation will boost the morale of Seedaless troops, just as it did in history. And the second is to change history. What if we fail in doing so? Then your kingdom will perish. Then we'll go with the first. I never asked you to choose. And he messes with the disc he has. I'm going with the second option. I knew she'd say that, he thinks. Then why did you bother telling me? I was giving you a chance. What Sila needs right now isn't you. Activating Ganpyeongwi's special ability, Echo of the Stars. Echo of the Stars allows you to seek the help of a high constellation. The constellation can refuse your request, and the number of times Ganpyeongwi can be used will be reduced when the constellation responds to your request. Okay, so you use it like a star map to... Because, I mean, I said last time that it was like a star map, so you use it to summon constellations? Ganpyeongwi, a tool for astronomical observation devised in 17th century Joseon. Everyone is after the 4-yin demon decapitator, but this is actually the real deal. I will call upon a constellation. The high constellations hear your voice flowing through the stars. What do you think you're doing? I'll fend him off, sir. Get behind me, Miss Min. I call upon the leader of the Hwarang, the great king, Hungmu. So this is interesting. A high constellation even is just a king from history. It's not even like a god or anything. So we have Hungmu then. Huh? Did he choose not to accept? Oh no, the stars are lighting up. The stars have set sail. Okay. Constellation, the great king Hungmu is looking at you. The great king Hungmu, Yushin Kim, leader of the Hwarang. Right? Constellation, the great king Hungmu. And I don't know if that's the character for like which is like EU, or if it's the character and the character back to back, since I don't like have the Hangul here. So I'm just assuming it's the one character like Hungmu, is what I'm assuming. Does not want to interfere in the current flow of history. Huh? Constellation, the great king Hungmu has refused your request. Wait, sir. This is unexpected. Wait, can you hear me, sir? Sang-ah, I know of your heroic tales. I've only read about them, but still. I understand that you want to respect the course of history, but some events never end even after they've been recorded. Don't you have regrets? Have you already forgotten the sacrifices of the many young Hwarang and the people of Silla? History can't be changed, I know that, but if you were to help us now, you can still make a difference for those who are still here. Constellation, the Great King Hungmu, was listening to the incarnation Sangha Yu. Huang Sanbul may be over for you, but it isn't for us. Constellation, the Great King Hungmu, closes his eyes. Come to think of it, Sangha was famous for her presentations at work. Good thing I brought her along. Constellation, the Great King Hungmu, accepts your request. Okay. You have received the Constellation, the Great King Hungmu's protection. My body. It feels as if my heart's about to burst. Please, lend me your voice for a while. So I was thinking he would just be summoned, like, actually physically, but it might be that he possesses Dokja, so that I may unwind my anguish. Okay, and everyone stops to look. Dokja? Are you? Long time no see, Kyubake. So he did just take over Dokja's body. General? There's no need to show me respect. How absurd. The past is long behind us, but why are you all gathered here? And then, don't you get it? Constellation, the last hero of Huang Sangbul, has possessed his incarnation. Okay, so he's choosing to possess the incarnation. It's so that we could meet again. I am Yushin Kim, the 15th leader of the Hwarang. I will honor the souls that have fallen in battle, and set right the course of history. Power of the Constellation, the Constellation artifact, Blue Dragon Sword, has entered Unbreakable Trust. I call upon the men, and he stabs his sword into the ground, of the Yonghua Yangdu, or Yangdo, I would assume. Yonghua Yangdo, I would assume. And then literally translated as men who follow Maitreya. It was the name of the group of Hwarang under Yushin Kim's direct command. Or Kim Yushin, or Yushin, I should be saying. And then the stigma, calling all Hwarang, has been activated. And they get summoned. Again, that would be a cool stigma to have. Sorry, still with, what is it, Sunguk in his underwear. What? Attack. Again, summoning a skeletal army, gotta be one of the coolest powers we've seen. Okay, we're cutting to nighttime at this building. And that's, Min Sub? What the hell are these skeletons? And people are getting taken out? Oh, including him. Gyabake. Why have you possessed your incarnation? Have you forgotten about the rule of plausibility? You will perish along with your incarnation if he dies. That's right. Gyabake seems to be unreasonably immersed in his incarnation. Yushin, you must not know anything about this world. This world? How unfair it is that I cannot come near you, even in a fake stage such as this. I would have liked to duel with you just once. Historically, Gyabake's army never once lost against Kim Yushin, that is, until the Battle of Huang Sanbul. And in that battle, Gyabake never got a one-on-one fight with Kim Yushin. It's recorded that Kim Yushin intentionally avoided fighting him head-on. Oh, I think I kind of understand how he's feeling. People may call Kim Yushin a coward, but he was all the more powerful because he knew the risks, and he could win thanks to his nonchalance. Wait, General, I cannot kill him myself. I am under an oath. And that's, Dokja trying to, talk to the Constellation. Is that so? I understand, but do not worry. The stars will honor your commitment. But, fine, if you must insist. I will see you again, Gyabake, on the far side of the galaxy. Dramatization has come to an end, and he's killed. Well, I wonder then, will he see him again? Because, the incarnation, at least, is killed. I don't know if that, also means that the Constellation himself got out of there in time, or if he was killed too. You've experienced the Battle of Huang Sanbul. You've received 1,000 coins as a reward. The effects of the King of No Killing have been retained due to the indirect nature of the killing. 3 minutes remaining until the protection wears off. Okay, and they did it while still saving that guy. Sir, we don't have much time left. Let's head north. I've already sent the men of Yonghuayangdo there. Let's go collect some flags. Okay, and he's just let loose the army of undead. Again, that's got to be the coolest ability that we've seen from Stigma so far. And then we get our recap at the end. Alright. And that one felt a little long. Oh, it's only 15 minutes. I feel really bad leaving this at 1 chapter. So we're reading another one. Let's go to chapter 61. Plus, I want to read. I feel like that chapter, for as much as I liked it, for as much as I think the power's cool, I think when the author of Omniscient Reader gets too distracted, too far in to the historical stuff, it is a little bit weaker. Like, I'd like to focus a little bit more on our actual characters and what they're going through. And it kind of happened when we were in the movie theater stuff with the sort of naval general and the Li Jihye stuff. It was kind of like, it was good because I like Li Jihye, but it felt like the author was maybe going a little bit overboard. And I was like, okay, maybe pull it back with the historical stuff. It feels like they're going way too strong, trying to be like, oh yeah, this is what happened in the history book. And we're just repeating that thing that happened. And I do think that's, to me, a little bit less interesting than when we're actually in the game. I mentioned before how Omniscient Reader throws so much at you. It just throws so much at the wall, so many different aspects. And to me, some of those aspects are more exciting than others. And while some of them are exciting, I don't think the execution is always the most well done. Like, even to now, it's like the constellations are kind of like a meh inclusion. Like, they don't really add that much to the story at this point. And like, I thought earlier in the story they would. I thought earlier in the story they were really hyped. They were a really cool thing. But as we've gone along, they've been less exciting and have done less than I kind of expected them to in the early game. So the constellations are kind of a weak point where I kind of want to see more of the actual game, more of the actual characters. But, you know, that's minor criticism. I'm still too early in the series to make big statements like that. Like, anything that I think is kind of meh now, or anything even that I think is great now, who knows if, you know, nearly 100 chapters later, if I'm going to have those same opinions on those same things. I'm still too early in the series to form like full opinions. Even 60 chapters in, there are certain things I can tell you my feelings on, but certain things it's like I'm still too early to really get that deep into. But yeah, either way, let's go into chapter 61. Alright, actually, hopefully this one isn't too crazy long, but let's start off with a recap of the main scenario 4. Just skimming over this, making sure I don't really forget anything. Alright, and then double check to make sure you're actually seeing this on screen. Alright, okay, so we're seeing the throne from before. That's an interesting monument. That might be... Or no, these are raising out of the ground. I was going to say this might be something you would recognize if you knew the area, but no, these are actually rising from the ground. King's qualification, 1. The one worthy of the throne shall be braver than the rest. The throne does not want a weak king. You must have at least a black flag in order to sit on the throne. Additional qualifications will be revealed shortly. And we're seeing all the destruction that's been caused by the undead Hwarang. And then, whoa, we could just go around, just picking up the flags. Jeez, it's crazy that there were that many groups that had flags, because it seemed like, I don't know, I guess there are like way more stations than I'm thinking. But like, yeah, your brown flag has absorbed the contribution points accumulated in the brown flag. And then your brown flag has evolved into a purple flag. You can now use the skill of the purple flag. There's something strange about you. You've maintained your sanity even after hearing my voice. I am rather mentally stable. Truth be told, incarnations usually faint when they hear the voice of a constellation. Remember this, you owe me one. I had to break the law of plausibility in order to help you. And I'm grateful for that. I'll not forget your kindness, General. That would have been a like really different misreading. I don't like the sound of that, he thinks. You're quite impatient. You don't even seem to have an heir to succeed you yet. I'm sure I will someday. I'll make sure to tell them what happened today if I ever do. But above all else, you don't seem to have a supporting constellation. Damn it, I was wondering why he kept bugging me. I've grown quite fond of you. If it's okay with you, I would like to be your supporting constellation to roam this world with you. Oh? I mean, he has to turn him down, right? 'Cause, like, he wasn't choosing one for, like, good reason. So I feel like he has to turn him down. Master of the Throne Part 1. Okay, so we're starting something new. Alright, we still get the recap map. I'm afraid I must refuse. Why is that? Surely you have seen the might of my power. My stigma will make you the most powerful incarnation of this world. I have to admit that calling all Hwarang is a great stigma. For the most powerful. As if. How can he say that when he's not even a fabled constellation? Unbelievable. Okay. So there are different rankings between the historical characters, like even though he's a greater one or whatever, or a major one, whatever he called him. So there's a difference between the historical, the fabled, and the mythical. I'm assuming historical is confirmed living historical people who have been made constellations. Fabled is probably things like, a good example might be something like Hercules or Gilgamesh, maybe characters that are fictional characters but not really worshipped as deities, and then mythical might be like actual gods and stuff, is maybe what I'm thinking. Like historical is real, fable is fictional characters that people may or may not have viewed as real, and mythical are like gods, maybe. This isn't the age of the Three Kingdoms, General. Considering your age, you should get some rest. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is snickering at the great King Hungmu. You've been gifted 300 coins. Did I provoke him too much, he thinks. You do know that you are still under the effects of my blessing, right? I suggest you think again. He hit him with the well, think again. Wait, is he? You mentioned that you were forbidden from killing. I wonder what will happen if you do. Tokja, get away from me, Sangat, now! Damn it, my body. How about I test it out by killing that woman? Since it's you who's controlling me, it won't change anything. Who knows? What if I give you back control of your body the moment the blade pierces her? Please stop this old bat. There will be another chance to pick a supporting constellation after the 4th scenario ends. What he wants is for me to swear I'll sign a contract with him then. Promise me that you'll choose Kim Yushin the next time you get to choose a supporting constellation. I said no. Honestly, whenever I see this stuff in fictional settings, or even if it's like a real thing, like you're watching a true crime thing and it's like, whoa, there's this hostage negotiation, and it's like, I always think like, yeah, just lie. Like the hostage negotiation people are like, we have all these hostages, we want $1 million in a helicopter. It's like, just tell them yes. Just say, yeah, we'll give you what you want, and then lie. Just don't follow through with it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm horrible for saying that, but it's like, hey, promise you'll sign a contract with me or I'll kill her. Just be like, yeah, sure I will. And then just don't. Just lie. I don't know. If I was going to pick one, I would have already chosen the great sage Heaven's Equal. Damn it, that's as far as this goes, you geezer. This is my body. I don't care if you're a constellation. I wonder if his Omniscient Reader abilities could get him out of this somehow. Alright, we have a bunch of text going by. Personal skill, the 4th wall has been activated. This, actually, I wonder, in Korean, is all of this text in Korean? If so, this would have been insanity to have to redraw this panel. Or I mean, I guess all you have to do is type out the text, make it different sizes, and throw some effects over it. I mean, I could do this in Photoshop in a couple minutes probably, but still, the fact that like going through and changing all of this text to English, like that seems like a lot of work that usually translations don't bother going through. Personal skill, the 4th wall has been activated. Or if all of that was in English in the original Korean, and if so, that's kind of weird. But, get out of my body. What? He cast him out. What the? Oh, just what? Sorry, read that wrong. Just what are you? The blessing of the constellation connected to you via the echo of the stars has been removed. Constellation the Great King Hungmu is puzzled by your power. Constellation the Great King Hungmu will keep an eye on you will keep a close eye on you from now on. Alright. Are you alright now? Yes, I'm fine. But this is... Oh, and she used the thread. Well, I couldn't just leave you behind, and I was afraid I might be attacked if I stayed close to you. That's great improvisation. I'm sorry. That was a compliment. I'll untie you. And then everybody else is staring at the two of them. Are you still there? I was just about to leave. We just happened to be heading the same way. I love her. I came to help, but it seems I was the one who received it. Next time we meet, we'll meet as enemies. I thought we were on the same side now. That's usually what happens on TV. Friendship grows out of trust. This is a saying that the Hwoarang live by. Well then, the King of Beauty. Will she be a benevolent king this time around? We should also get going. Come on, Sunguk. Okay. Alright. And then that says Gwanghwamun? Oh, okay. Minso, are you there? Sir. And we have him coming out of hiding. How many people entered so far? 9 kings, including the tyrant and the first disciple, and their flags. 7 purple flags and 2 brown flags. 2 of the purple flags seemed much darker than the others. That must be the tyrant king and the first disciple. Good. He's much more useful than I expected. Only Sangha, Gilyong, and I will enter. You two can wait outside. You can remain hidden under the cloak. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, and we have National Palace Museum of Korea. I only need 3 people right now. Okay, so we've gotten to see a little bit of Sangha. We've gotten to see a bit, but it'll be nice to see more of her and Gilyong here. A new hidden scenario has arrived. Hidden scenario, Relic of Trials. Okay, that's weird. I would have almost thought Trial of Relics would have made more sense, but Relic of Trials. Hidden difficulty F2A+. Clear condition, clear a relic dungeon of your choosing. Time limit none. Reward 500 to 5,000 coins. Penalty for failure is death. So the hidden scenario, anybody just has to clear a dungeon. Choose the dungeon you want to enter. There's the one-man Room of Nagak, which is a conchorn played in traditional Korean music. 3-man dungeon, the Room of the Copper Acupuncture Men. Okay, that's probably why he needs 3 specifically. 5-man dungeon, the Room of Dongui. Dongui? Okay, this, again, questionable. Is it Dongui or is it Dongui? I think Dongui might make more sense, but I don't know. Dongui Bogam, and that's a book of Oriental medicine compiled by Hojun, a royal physician. Then 7-man dungeon, the Room of the Dragon Jar. I'll choose the 3-man dungeon, the Room of the Copper Acupuncture Men. And then entering the 3-man dungeon, it takes the 3 of them away. And this is kind of interesting. So it is a Room of Copper Acupuncture Men. Level 7 clones, the Copper Acupuncture Men. Okay. It almost reminds me of that one tomb they found with all of the, like, clay soldiers or whatever. And then Sangha attacks. But of course it's copper, so it doesn't really just cut through. What do we do about these statues, Dokja? They won't take any damage. The sword is brand new. Look closely at their bodies. Do you see the inscriptions? You'll see that the acupuncture points have different colors. Some will paralyze them, and some will silence them, and some will even kill them. Puncturing these points will yield varying effects. Oh? And then he attacks. And it disintegrates. The first Copper Acupuncture Man has been slain. Now that you know how it works, let's get this over and done with. There are 99 Copper Acupuncture Men remaining. Okay, so they have to defeat them all, presumably. And that's the point of the dungeon. You've cleared the 3-man dungeon. Okay, that was quick. You have each been awarded 4 ancient coins for clearing the dungeon. You have obtained the skill Pressure Point as a special reward. Okay, good, I got the skill that I came for. So that's what's probably really important there, is the skill. We'll now enter the hidden dungeon, where we can obtain the 4 yin demon decapitator. Sorry, every time I see decapitator, it looks wrong to me. Didn't you say we didn't need that? We're not going there for the item. We're going to hunt the kings who are after it. We're going after their flags then. I guess we'll have to kill them. And then Jiwon just immediately jumping to murder all the time. Don't worry, Doksha, I'll finish them off for you. He must have already noticed that I haven't killed anyone until now. I can see why Sanga's worried, but Jiwon, this isn't a game. You have to be careful. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. Once we walk past that door, she'll realize that the world we once knew is no more. Alright, you must spend 10 ancient coins to enter the hidden dungeon. Give me 3 coins each. I'll use 4 of mine, so we'll have 10 in total. The 4 yin demon decapitator is in a hidden dungeon within this hidden dungeon. Those who have made it this far have already proved themselves worthy. And then the door flashes with light, opens up, and are we going to get cliff hung? Oh no, actually. We see burning. A pile of burning bodies. We're then left with these charred remains and people around it. Alright. You've entered the room of the North Star, and that's where we get cliff hung, no reminder of the scenario at the end. Okay, that was a very different ending. But either way, I enjoyed these. As you can probably tell from the cutting, I am having some technical issues, so I'm gonna just run through the outro really quick. These were really fun, especially that second one. I love whenever we're setting up new things, we get some cool new visuals. We didn't spend too much time on the 100 men, but that's because we're going into something more important. Doksha got a new ability out of it. Really, we covered a lot, because there was also some epilogue stuff from the last storyline that occurred in this chapter. So we actually got a ton that I think was really important and nice. But either way, gonna end it. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more. Omniscient Reader, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. And if you want to help support the channel, you can drop a super thanks down below. Or if you want One Piece a bit early, if you want shout outs at the end of every video, then you can join down below to become a channel member. You can go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes to become a patron, or a link will be in the description. Thank you so much to people who are patrons and members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, Effernoon Smeller Dog, and Abyss Knight, Sheridan Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Saiyan Cedar, and Pure Element Patiar Diallo. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.